Giant FM and streaming live on the First Federal Facebook page.
Yes, indeed. It is a beautiful Friday morning. A little chilly, 53 degrees, but, I'll take it.
Perfect weather, Moose. You arranged it again. Tidbits here.
I tried, Todd. I tried.
And I see the sun kind of rising off some of the houses over there, reflecting. It's going to be a great weekend. Temperatures in the 70s and 80s. Maybe some rain later this weekend.
Possibly tomorrow night and into Sunday.
Well, it's going to be a good weekend. Good day today. We're having our community appreciation today in Winnemac, actually. So if you're out and about, stop by Winnemac branch between 11 and 2 today to visit our folks in Winnemac. Got some lunch ready for you and some giveaways, and it's a good day to get out.
Yeah, it's going to be a great day to get out.
So we have Tanner Lee with us again today. Thank you, Tanner.
Morning.
Our special guest today is Jenny Moriarty from Fulton County United Way, the Executive Director. Welcome, Jenny.
Welcome. Good morning.
That time of year again to talk about the campaign, and
Yes.
we have some exciting things going on. We'll be talking about that towards the end of the show, and probably talking a little bit of Hippie Valley football too, right?
I might know something about that.
Okay. So, news yesterday, big news. Queen Elizabeth II passed away at the age of 96.
Very sad.
I was watching the news a little bit last night. Some people in England, that's been their only monarch, basically.
Oh, yeah. I think she's had the throne, 70 years?
71 years. And, of course, who's in line next?
King Charles.
King Charles III, 73 years old.
Prince William after him, and then his children.
And Prince George and Princess Charlotte.
Yep.
King Charles III, that's interesting. And I thought maybe there was a transition period, but no, I think it happens like immediately upon death. Next.
Yes, and I was reading he takes the role of king, but he cannot wear the crown until after
The ceremony.
the ceremony.
The induction ceremony.
Yep. Which will happen, I don't know.
Is it 12 days of mourning?
12
Yeah.
days of mourning, and then the funeral.
Having been raised in the United States, I'm not really sure I understand the monarchy, but I know it's very revered in England and Great Britain, and this is a significant loss for them. I know that.
Yes, the country is in mourning right now.
So we have two trivia questions today. You can
Okay.
take your pick or go for both of them. One's related to Queen Elizabeth,
All right.
and the other one is how many Fulton County United Way agencies are supported?
Oh, okay.
Turn this page over right here so you can't look at it.
Unless it's changed in 6 months, I think I know the answer to that.
The answers are A8, B10, C12, D14.
Okay.
It does change every year just about. A
A little
We
bit.
add one or two and take one or two away, so just get you thinking about it. Do you want the Queen Elizabeth question?
Let's do that one too, sure.
Who was the ruler before Queen Elizabeth?
No.
King George VI, King Edward VIII, or King George V?
Okay.
Want to go for that one right now?
No.
Okay, you can think about it.
Yeah.
There's a little clue in there if you think about the answers.
Yes.
So that's our trivia for today.
All right. Let's see if I
Gonna
can.
hit sports right now. We got our guest sports analyst with us today, Jenny Moriarty. Tanner's gonna be stepping over here to hit some things. Local high school football again tonight.
Morning. Yes, like Todd was saying, local high school football going on tonight. Got a handful of games, some really good matchups going on. Rochester is on the road tonight, facing TRC foe Wabash. So Rochester's 3-0. Defeated Wicklow last week during the homecoming in the 1987 state championship team reunion night, I guess we'll call it. So they face Wabash, who's got a record of 1-2. What time's pregame start, Paul?
6:40.
6:40, right here on 92.1 Giant FM WRY. And Tippecanoe Valley, record of 3-0 on the road tonight to face Manchester. It's got a record of 0-3, so another in conference foe there. So Rochester and Tippecanoe Valley can win, adds a little more, even more intrigue to next week's bell game.
Yes. You always want to beat the team that's undefeated.
Yeah.
Makes it Better rivalry.
Yeah. So both teams are off to a great start this year. So good luck to both of them tonight. Caston's looking for their first win of the season. They're 0-3. They travel to Pioneer tonight, who's got a record of 1-2. And Winnemac got their first win of the season last week. Their record's 1-2. They travel to Laville, who is 3-0. So a lot of good football action going on tonight. If you can't make the game, tune in to WRY. Also, RTC carries all those schools I just mentioned. So, college football. See, this is my favorite time of year because we got local high school football to talk about. We got college football. We got NFL now after last night. So it's a great time of year. Purdue's looking for their first win this weekend. Hosting Indiana State tomorrow. That game's at 4 o'clock on the Big Ten Network. I don't have a lot to say about that game. It's an FBS opponent against an FCS, so hopefully I don't have a lot to say about it.
I assume Purdue's favored, right?
There isn't even a line on it.
Okay.
So typically they don't put the lines of an FBS versus FCS opponent until the day of, it seems like, for whatever reason. So same thing goes for Indiana and Idaho. IU got the win over Illinois last week, so they're 1-0. Idaho's 0-1. Idaho's an FCS team, so no betting line on that game either.
And for those on Facebook Live, thank you for wearing your crimson again. Stan and I are standing here together, matching shirts.
Yep.
Appreciate that very much.
The first federal family member shirt color this year's red, so that's why I am in red. We have our Community Appreciation Day event at Winnemac, so I know IU fans might think otherwise, but that is why I have my shirt on today. But the IU game's also on the Big Ten Network tomorrow. That's at 8 p.m., so a night game for the Hoosiers. And Notre Dame's looking to try to bounce back from their loss at Ohio State last week. They're 20-point favorites against Marshall. That game's at Notre Dame tomorrow at 2:30 on NBC. So
It'd be the Notre Dame Broadcasting Corporation, right?
yep, that's what we're going to call it. And with their contract extension, it'll be that at least for the foreseeable future. So. NFL, we saw the Bills defeat the Rams last night 31-10. If Josh Allen can stay healthy, he might end up being this season's MVP. He looked pretty sharp last night. I remember when he was coming out of college in Wyoming a handful of years ago, I was glad the Broncos didn't take him at 5. I'm like, yeah, he's just going to be a tall quarterback, won't be much. I was wrong. That's why I don't get paid to scout for the draft. But glad NFL's back. The Bears and Colts are both in action this weekend. The Bears host the 49ers. The 49ers are 7-point favorites. That game's at 1 o'clock on Sunday on Fox. And the Colts are on the road against Division AFC South rival, the Houston Texans. That game's at 1 o'clock on CBS. Will also be on the air right here on WRY.
Do you know who's favored in that game?
I believe the Colts. I didn't put it down, but I think the Colts by 6 or 7 points.
Okay.
Yes, I forgot to put that down in my notes, but I believe that's who's favored there. In MLB, we're really starting to get a clear picture of what the playoffs are going to look like. The season can't end soon enough for Yankee fans because they're trying their best to lose the AL East after having the lead all year. The lead's down to 4.5 games. Still have a record of 83-55, but Tampa Bay Rays are closing in on that pretty quickly. Cleveland Guardians still have an AL Central lead over the White Sox. The record's 70-65. The White Sox are 3 games back, at 70-68. St. Louis Cardinals have a pretty good lead on the NL Central with a record of 81-57. Milwaukee's right behind them, 73-65. And the Cubs and Reds are just trying to see who's going to finish better between those two. Cubs have an upper hand right now, the record 57-80, while the Reds are 55-80. So, a few more weeks of baseball, and then we get into the postseason.
Go Guardians.
Yes.
For you, Paul. Got some tidbits here this morning. Today's Stand Up to Cancer Day. It's International Sudoku Day. Play Sudoku, Paul?
No.
Todd? Jenny?
No.
Yes.
Jenny Sudoku player?
Yes.
All right. National Teddy Bear Day. Wonderful Weirdos Day.
No comment there, right?
no comment there. Speaks for itself. National Wiener Schnitzel Day. And I even practiced this one earlier. It's steak. It's a French word. It stands for peppercorn. I'm going to tell you that much. So it's pretty much steak peppercorn day. That's how I'm going to say it. You have any stab at that French
I was Latin in high school.
Okay, yeah.
Jenny, do you have any stat with
I
that?
did Spanish.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. So it's pretty much steak. I'll say steak peppercorn day. Well, that's the English translation of it. So, and also got some on this day events. See, I switched it up. I usually do on this days first, but this week I switched it up. So, on this day in 1850, California was admitted as the 31st state of the Union. On this day in 1926, the National Broadcasting Company, NBC, was created by the Radio Corporation of America, RCA. On this day in 1960, the first AFL game was played. The Denver Broncos beat the Boston Patriots 13-10. Since then, both have joined the NFL, of course, and Boston is now New England Patriots. On this day in 2015, Queen Elizabeth II became Great Britain's longest reigning monarch at 63 years and 7 months. Thought that was pretty fitting for today. And on this day, also on this day in 2015, Apple released the iPad Pro and the iPhone 6S. Todd might have some notes and money news about their latest revealing this week.
Yeah, I will do that. Thank you,
Yeah,
Tanner.
you're welcome.
So last part of Queen Elizabeth news, I just noticed on the news last night when they were making the announcement, there was a double rainbow over Buckingham Palace. It looked kind of cool, and
Yes,
I
very
don't know if
fitting.
that was some type of sign or something like that, but it was
I
interesting.
think it depends on who you ask.
I'm sorry, yeah, true. So I want to recognize some flowers today. Rochester Metal Products for being the Fulton County Chamber of Commerce Member of the Month for September. Celebrating 85 years in business this month. That's a great accomplishment. Great contributor to the community over all these years, and they're one of the mainstay companies in Rochester. So congratulations to Rochester Metal Products. Chamber winner in 85 years. It's an awesome accomplishment.
Yes, it is. And they've got a celebration for that coming up later this month.
I saw that. They had an open house, I think, right?
Yeah, the 24th, if I remember correctly.
Thanks for bringing that up, Bruce. Dow was up yesterday. Stocks rose Thursday, moving between gains and losses during the day, and basically on news of Fed Chairman Jerome Powell's comments that the central bank will continue to fight inflation, so looking for maybe a couple more rate increases. Ever been to Cedar Point, Moose? Jenny, how about
No.
you?
Yes.
Have you ever ridden the, what's the name of it, the Top Thrill Dragster?
No.
I've been there, and it's a pretty cool ride. It's no longer in existence now. They're going to reimagine something. That's the wrong word for Cedar Point, probably. And it was 420 feet tall and like went 65 miles an hour. You kind of went down a ramp and straight up, and then turned around and came back down.
No, if we're going to go 65, I want protection on all sides.
You're buckled in, and you know, it had some steel around there. And
Yeah. I don't do roller
so
coasters.
it was a neat ride. It was opened in May of 2003, so almost a 20-year ride.
Yeah.
Tanner mentioned iPhone news and money news. The new iPhone 14's out. Only $799. Or you can get their 14 Pro Max starting at $1,099. Interesting thing about the Pro Max is it has satellite connection for emergency SOS.
Okay.
So I don't know how many of us ever need that, but it's one of the features. And also, the iPhone 14s can detect car crashes.
That's kinda cool.
Hopefully never need that either, you know?
Right, right.
The Life 360 app does that too.
Okay, Life 360 app. That's a good tech tip from Jenny here. Yeah. Do you use that app?
Oh, yes. Very much.
My wife and I talked about using that because, like, when she's out hiking somewhere and I'm at work, so in case something happens, I know where she's at. But we never really went that far with that yet. So the satellite connectivity is the big news for the Apple iPhone 14. I guess it makes sense if you're off the grid hiking and camping somewhere out in the middle of the boondocks, right?
Sure.
Also, I thought this was interesting. The iPhone 14 Pro is going from 12 megapixels to 48 megapixels for the camera. That's pretty impressive. I remember like when the point and shoot cameras barely had 4 or 5 megapixels. So
I think some of the original flip phones had like a 0.5 megapixel camera. Looking back at some of those pictures now, I still can't tell what I took a picture of.
well, with the 48 megapixels, I mean that seems like that's got
Yeah.
to be almost professional quality.
Yeah.
And you could use your iPhone. In fact, they even have contests on that anymore, like iPhone photos, and some of them are pretty amazing pictures that come from our phone.
Yes, they are.
So that's money news for today. The bank's open today from 8:30 to 5. Tomorrow 8:30 to noon. Of course, it's Community Appreciation Day for our Winamac branch, so please stop by there. We continue to offer Simply Free checking accounts and Simply Free business checking accounts. And when you open a new account, you can get a free gift, wireless earbuds. They're still kind of a hot commodity right now. And a coffee tumbler, a stainless steel coffee tumbler. And we have a new gift starting next week, an Arctic Zone Bowl.
Mm.
I think it's something probably for lunches and things like that.
Mm-hmm.
Looking at Tanner, he's shaking his head yes. Hopefully the camera's not shaking.
It probably is.
And we still have even with rates are up, it's still a decent rate when you look at the history of mortgage rates. We still have a purchase special. We give you a $900 discount off the standard closing costs. And that will continue through the end of this month into next month. So if you're out there thinking about a home, there's still good competitive rates that we have, and we can give you a discounted closing costs maybe to help you out with that purchase. So that's news in the bank, talking about the Simply Free checking accounts. We do have a new service now. If you go onto our online banking page and go into our products and services, looking at checking and savings accounts, you can actually open an account online now.
Okay.
So you can do it from there. There's a link to open an account. Just enter some basic information. You can get an account open in 5 days, 5 hours, 5 minutes. Well, that was a slip right there. I mean,
It could
we're talking
be.
about
Well, see-
technology advances.
Well, so
5 minutes is when you can open an account online.
5 minutes up to 5 days. depending.
No, it's 5 minutes.
Cover your bases all around.
Yeah, very well tested by our team. And
So-
Jody Wynn's probably shaking her head at me right now. because-
You were thinking of holiday weekends.
Maybe.
You were including those.
So it's still 5 minutes.
Okay.
Still.
Yeah. So it's only 5 minutes to open an account online. And you
Okay.
can do that through our online banking section too.
All right.
Do you have any openings in the radio world for next Maybe if you're looking for a new job.
Oh, Jody will be fine.
Okay. So that's news from the bank today. You can like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter, Instagram, LinkedIn, and subscribe to our YouTube channel. And we're the only locally owned bank in Fulton County. We don't want to be the biggest bank, just the best. Borrowers must meet underwriting guidelines. We are FDIC insured and an equal housing lender. Our NMLS number is 399927.
Got it.
And just remember, you can go online and open an account in 5 minutes.
That was like a trivia question maybe. You know, we had to pick. We got 5 days, 5 hours, 5 minutes. You just picked the third trivia question.
That's right.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thanks for helping me out, Jenny. Speaking of Jenny Moriarty, the Executive Director of the Fulton County United Way. Earlier we mentioned it's that time of year again. What time of year is that for Fulton County United Way?
Campaign season, we're kicking off. So exciting time. New things we're trying this year, but still going with the old way too of running employee campaigns. So we're excited. Board members are out helping and knocking on doors and making phone calls, and exciting time for us right now.
So you've been associated with Fulton County United Way a number of years now. Why don't you give a little bit of history of your...
I've been here, and actually I was trying to remember when we were talking about this earlier. I believe this will be my 8th campaign, but been here a little over 7 years. So
That's great.
yeah, and we just keep growing, and it's exciting. We gotta, things have changed from the beginning to now, so kind of have to go with the flow.
And you support several agencies. What are some of the agencies that Fulton County United Way supports?
See if anyone's listening. We support several agencies. I won't give you the number since it's a question, but we have CASA, Council of Aging, Fulton County Animal Shelter, Helping Hands.
Let me interrupt you there a second to see if Paul can keep his So those are a number of agencies that do a lot of good things in our community, making it difficult on us today.
Yes.
So,
Yeah.
those are some good agencies that are supported. They have a long history with their local United Way, and they do great things in the community. That's the thing about United Way. I'm speaking from experience, just for full disclosure. I'm on the board of directors also, and I'm the campaign chairman this year.
Yes.
And these agencies do a lot of good things in the community. And I've always said, if not you, somebody you know, a neighbor, a relative, acquaintance, has been helped in some way by United Way.
Very
So,
true.
why don't we continue with the agencies?
I believe I said helping hands, but we'll keep that going there with confusion. Manitow Training Center, Pack a Backpack, RSVP, Salvation Army, United Ministries, and Recovery Cafe, Fulton County.
Recovery Cafe is a new one this year.
That's correct. And there's a wide range of services they help. And I know we get calls a lot in the office with people needing different assistance. And it's very helpful with our list. We have a wide range of needs that can be met between Recovery Cafe, United Ministries, whether it's help with utility work, maybe transportation, and we're linking them with Council of Aging so that they're in getting the transpo support there. So a lot of different areas are covered by the agencies we help.
So we're not only fundraising this time of year to help support the agencies next year, we're also encouraging our citizens of the community to seek out these agencies and volunteer. They all need volunteers, and that's what helps make these agencies successful.
Yes, very
And
true.
I know Costa from court-appointed special advocate Sherry Shepherd, she's always looking for volunteers, and that's a dire need in our community is the number of kids that need court-appointed special advocate, and there's
Yes.
not enough people to help right now.
No, and that is an area that I think that's her plea every time I talk to her is volunteers, and she works tirelessly, and I know the volunteers she has are great, but there's a lot of areas that can do. I know when Pack a Backpack does their backpack, it's that system she has going is flawless. So we're very proud of all of these, but some of these that have big things that can make an impact not just on adults but kids, and they get a new backpack and go to school and all of that with new things. So it's rewarding personally on our end too to be able to be a part of all of that.
And just some other things, the RSVP, that's Retired Seniors Volunteer Program. In fact, the United Way office has used those services in the past, where gives an opportunity for older seasoned citizens to get involved in the community.
Yes.
And help out with the various things. And United Ministries you talked about, they do a lot of emergency financial aid to
Yes.
things that are needed. Recovery Cafe is new this year, and I know we're helping support a child care program that they have for some of their clients that come in because they have child care needs, and get the help that Recovery Cafe is providing. They don't want the children to be part of that counseling and sessions, so there's a child care need that they're fulfilling now, so that's
Yes,
good news.
very
too.
good.
So we do a lot to support the agencies, and we raise money to do that. How do we go about raising that money, Jennifer?
The main way we go about is we run employee campaigns in as many businesses as we can in Fulton County. So that's one thing our board members are out doing, reaching out to different CEOs, managers, whoever is in charge of that HR department to run an employee campaign. Individuals donate.
That employee campaign is not necessarily we're asking for a corporate donation.
Correct.
We will take those, but what
Yes.
we're asking is to work through the HR departments to have payroll deduction. And a lot of our contributors to United Way do it through payroll deduction. And even if you give just 1 hour of pay a month, it adds up to a lot. And our
It
goal
does.
this year, again, is $100,000.
Yes.
We right around that over the last 5 or 6 years, maybe a little plus, a little minus, even through COVID. Our community supported United Way very well.
They did awesome.
I'm grateful for that, and we're out again asking for assistance, and our board members will be contacting various companies in the next 3 to 4 weeks to a month and trying to arrange employee campaigns. We have something new this year with, we're gonna have some United Way canisters distributed in the community.
Yes, we're trying to reach out to some of those businesses that maybe can't run an employee campaign but still want to be able to give back. So it'll be said, hopefully in a lot of different businesses. We're looking more in like the restaurant area, gas stations, things like that have people come in and toss that change in, and it adds up. I know there's a couple businesses that some employees give $1 or $2, but when you add that all up over a large number of employees, it brings in several $1,000s. So any amount helps. We love large amounts, but small amounts, we know not everyone can do it. It helps add up. So we're excited to have another opportunity for people to give.
And I know that for a fact there's a canister in Rochester Bagels right now, so if you go there and just throw your change in the canister, and that will help support the community.
Yes.
So that's one of the other things we're doing. We're also trying to get more involved in social media, and RTC is going to help us out with some videos this year where it's going to feature the agencies, maybe a 30-second to 1 minute little story about the agency, so we can make sure that the general public is aware of what the number of agencies that are supported and exactly what they do.
Yes, and it's exciting. That way you have questions, it kind of is a visual aid too, instead of just hearing us talk. You can kind of see and hear from the agency's main person in their own words instead of us.
So if you have any questions or want to know more about United Way, check out the Fulton County United Way Facebook page.
Correct.
You can call the office, Jenny Moriarty, and what's the number?
574-223-8929.
We have an office, but the number of hours that are available there, you can always stop by the office. And that location is where?
722 Main Street, right next to Webb's.
Right next to Webb, so that's
Yes.
easy.
Yes, everybody knows where Webb's is.
Or also you can contact me at First Federal Savings Bank, 223-2128. I'd be happy to help out with you. And if you have an interest in volunteering or need to know more or want to participate in help your company with an employee campaign, we'd be happy to help you. Jenny and I can come out and talk with the HR or leadership for your company, and it's really easy to set it up through direct deposit through the HR department, and that's where we get the bulk of our gifts at.
Yes, it is.
So we have a couple of letters going out to our community probably next week, I think,
Yes.
and that will be a thank you to people that have contributed in the past. For people that haven't supported in the past, we're asking you to consider an opportunity. Anything else you want to talk about United Way right now?
No, real quick, and we are trying this year new. We're doing high school youth advisors,
Thank you.
and we have applications out at Caston, Rochester, and Topeka Valley schools. It's another way, kind of twofold, get the word out more with the younger group about United Way, but in return also give the opportunity for a high school student to see how they can get back to the community, how meetings are held, and things that they can get involved in. So hopefully it's a both way, you scratch our back, we scratch your back type thing, and they can learn how things are ran in the nonprofit world, but also a way for them to give back to.
So it's not too late to express
Nope.
interest at
Nope.
Topeka Valley, Caston, or Rochester High Schools. Go through your counselor's office.
Yep.
They'll have information about our youth advisory board, and they'll participate in all our board meetings and discussions with agencies, and just learn more about Fulton County United Way and more about the agencies in the community.
Yes, and we're excited, sometimes different perspective, younger minds, fresh ideas. Not that we're all old, but they're younger, so it'd be nice to have just a different perspective.
So to be fair to Moose again, why don't you just quickly go over our agencies again, and then we'll ask the question.
All right, Moose.
I'm comfortable in my answer,
Okay.
but go ahead.
CASA, Council of Aging, Fulton County Animal Shelter, Helping Hands, Manitow Training Center, Pack a Backpack, RSVP, Salvation Army, United Ministries, Recovery Cafe, Fulton County.
So 8, 10, 12, 14.
10.
Awesome.
You nailed it.
Good job.
You knew it before, didn't you?
Yes,
We
I did.
talked, don't we? So you know.
Well, you had never given me the number
Oh.
for this year, so
That's true.
I was just basing loosely off of last year.
9 plus 1 equals 10, right?
Yes.
Good job, Moose. You're always very good at this. Thank you, Jenny, for your time today. Talked about Fulton County United Way.
Yes, thank you.
Ask the community out there, look for our board members, contact Jenny if you want to know more information. These 10 agencies do valuable work in the community, and we want to continue our support, and they do great things. And thank you for our community for the great support you've given us over the years. You've made United Way what it is by your donations, make it possible for us to support these agencies. So thank you very much.
Thank you guys.
We'll close with words of wisdom from Mary Kay Ash, an American businesswoman. A mediocre idea that generates enthusiasm will go further than a great idea that inspires no one.
I like those words of wisdom. Thank you guys.
So be inspired today.
Yes, we'll see you guys next week. Thanks, Todd.
Thank you, Moose.